Hey guys, welcome back to Linda's Resin Room. So I've got some orders that we need to get done. I've not got to them quite yet, so we're going to start them today. I need to do for someone this set of snow people. So we're going to do a little snowman in blue and yellow, and we're going to do a little snow woman in pink and purple, and we're going to decorate them the same we did with the last ones. I need to do one of these Santa sacks, and she wants it to match, this is for someone different. She wants it to match her decorations. So this is the closest blues that I could find to it. So we're going to do the laser paste, the light for the bottom, and then we're going to fill the sack up with this Deep Blue Sea by Black Diamond Pigments for the rest of it. And I think it'll match fairly well. Now I have these little nutcracker ornaments. She wanted nutcrackers. And she liked this mold. The problem was there was no bottom on the mold. It was completely open. And you can see it in the photo where I got it off Amazon. She wants them painted traditionally, but different color jackets. So we're going to do a red one today and a blue one today. I've also got black and light champagne silver. That wasn't the color I thought I had. Maybe it was. I'm going to use this, if I don't change my mind, for the skin. The jackets are going to be this, and then I've got the black. All this is my chrome powders, my 30-piece kit from Baltic Day. I thought I had a different color for the skin. See, that says gold, but it doesn't look gold, but I'm afraid it'll look gold if I let it, once it cures up. But anyways, I guess that's what we're going with. I can always paint it after if I don't like it. Light champagne silver for the skin. I'm going to paint these up first. But what I did with the molds is I took some silicone. And I have this silicone stuff. It's clear adhesive sealant. And it's a silicone. And I took and spreaded it on the silicone that I had already made. And then I put some around the edges and the back, and I let it seal up in hopes that this will hold for me to do these molds. I fixed molds in the past using this silicone, and it works great. So I think this will work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint these up on a time lapse because it's going to take me a few minutes. And then once they're completely cured, we'll paint up the white. I'm going to fill them with white, but we'll paint the white areas because I'm sure they're going to re-need it. And we'll paint in all of the little gold areas that's on this little nutcracker. I've got to do 6 of these for her, but we're only going to do 2 today. And she wants them all in a different color. So I'm going to put you guys on a time lapse, get these painted up, and we'll be back to pour in just a moment.
In Linda's room the resin gleams, chrome nutcrackers born from dreams. Colors swirl like a candy stream. She paints the night in silver cheer. The holidays are almost here. Nutcracker glow, nutcracker shine, polished soldiers marching in line. Under the tree they'll find their place, bringing joy to...
Alright guys, so I got these painted up. Now I'm going to mix up an ounce of, or probably 2 ounces of resin here in just a minute, but I'm going to use my eye crystal resin, which is much thinner. I've got 5 ounces mixed up for these 2, and we're just going to do it in the ocean white. I'm just going to see if I can get some of this right down in there. It doesn't take a lot of this. It's very highly pigmented. And then we will get this into the vacuum chamber. Now this is a new type of resin that I've just opened to try out. As y'all know how I am. I like to try all these different off-the-wall unknown resins. And I want to show you guys I wouldn't recommend this one just because it stinks so bad. It is called Honleek. It's a 1-to-1. It says low odor, BPA, VOC-free, self-leveling, mold-friendly. Yeah. You can hear my air purifier kind of kicking in, going on and off because it's at a 0.5. Not bad, but it is causing it to go up some. Which could be me using that alcohol earlier as well, because the alcohol sets it off. Because I've used this on other projects here before this one, and it didn't cause it to go off. But I will tell you, it has a horrible odor. Very chemical. I thought I saw something floating around in there. All right, that's good enough for my white, because we're going to paint these up. There it is. Is that a red glitter? Yeah, it was a red glitter. I'm telling you, I've got glitter everywhere, I think. Oops, about smashed my cup. Guess I pushed too hard on it. Just want to clean that off. Clean this stick off so I can throw it over to the side to cure up here. Now, I've got 5 ounces there, and I've got 3 ounces for this. I hope it's enough for our laser paste. Guys, I won't be able to link this laser paste. I got this off of Temu a long time ago, before they decided to raise all their prices and go just as expensive as Amazon, if not more, I find. I'm going to take a good scoop of this because it takes a lot of this sometimes to color it up. So I'm going to scoop that down in there, and I'm going to get me another good scoop and see if hopefully that will be enough. I think all this is a very fine glitter and resin, or whatever mixture they do to make paste. Just, it floats. It doesn't sink usually. Okay, I think that'll be good. All right, guys, I'm going to get these in the vacuum chamber and mix up us an ounce of my eye crystal for our nutcrackers. Let me get this cleaned off. Here we go. Be back in just a moment. Alrighty, guys, so I'm back. Let me tell you, I had a mishap. I let my resin overflow by trying to mix up my eye crystal resin, my thin resin. So I've got to clean that vacuum chamber. I've spritzed it down with alcohol and wiped it out a little bit, but I'm going to get it better after we pour. So that's why you see these look like such a mess. So I'm going to spritz a little alcohol on top of that. Spritz a little down in here. And let's see if we can, if I've saved enough of this to fill that bottom up down in there. If I remember, it only took like 2 ounces. If I remember correctly. I've mixed up 3. So I'm hoping that's enough. I lost about 1 ounce of each color, but I did try to scoop out the rest of that I had lost of this blue one, just because I thought I might need it. Okay. Still need some more. Trying not to get it on the outside part of the Santa sack. The inside, I don't care, because you won't see it unless you look down in it once it's cured. But the outside, I don't want you to be able to see it. Okay, I think we're good. Just make sure I don't have any bubbles. I don't see any, I don't think. And we still got a little bit left. All right, now for the white. I mixed up 5. I was able to save 4.5. So I lost a 1/2 ounce of it. Spritz some alcohol down in those. Let's try to keep me from dumping this in over. Hopefully that alcohol will prevent me from getting a bubble. It came out of the hat, so that is good. I think that's the only part on this one I have to worry about. I'm still going to check it out before I finish filling it up. Check the nose, make sure I don't have a bubble in that. Okay, here we go. Fingers crossed that I have enough to fill this up. Okay, there we go. There's a hair. I'm afraid if I leave that sitting there, I'm going to get this in it. So I'm going to move that out of the way. Hopefully. And we'll check this one for bubbles as well. Okay, let's check it for bubbles before I put any more in there. If I don't finish spilling it, right? Squeeze this one's little nose. Squeeze the little hat here, just in case. I think everything else is okay. All right. Fingers crossed I'm able to scoop enough out of here to finish filling this sucker up. I think I'm going to be a little short, maybe. I don't know if I'm going to be able to scoop enough to finish filling him or not. I bet the part that I lost is what I needed. I couldn't save the white because it had mixed with some of the blue. So that's why I didn't scoop it back out. I didn't want to get blue in my snowman. I'm going to try to scrape everything I can. All right. I think I'm going to end up having to mix up a little bit more. Just to finish him off. He doesn't need much. That little bit that I lost, that 1/2 ounce, was crucial to completing our little snowman. All right. I'm going to throw this cup in the bin. Now let's wipe this off. I'll mix up a little bit more for that off camera and finish filling that up. The thing is, good thing about white paste, you can only get white paste so dark. So it's pretty simple to match up. Unlike mica powders and things. Okay, and we've got that finished. That's good. So we've got some blue. Let's find something that's going to take about 1 ounce of blue. You know what? I got some new molds in. Got these from, I think it's called the Bright Side of Resin. Samantha Shapley. I can't remember what her last name is. Makes these, and she makes beautiful molds. And I just got these in today, so these are some ornament molds. Some angels. So we're just going to slowly fill this up. Let it kind of spread out on its own. think they'll be really pretty in this blue. Pour some more here. Get it to kind of spread out in those wings. Okay, I think we've got enough to do both. Oh, they're different. I was thinking they were the same, but they're different. Okay, let that spread out. Put some more over here. Gosh, this resin stinks. Okay. If I can get this to spread out in her wings. Kind of overfilled it. I'm hoping it'll kind of suck it down in there. All right, what time we're waiting on that? Oh, I'm making a mess. It doesn't want to stand up. There we go. And there it dumps over again. Just let it rest. All right. Here we are. And I was going to do this white as well, wasn't I? You know what? We're going to put it in this cup because I'm going to mix it in with white and put it in the vacuum chamber as well. This eye crystal is very thin. The good thing about it is that it has a very long work time. Okay, let me clean this off. Scrape all this out. And this eye crystal, it is a 2-to-1 resin. So I did 22 gram of part B and what was it? 50 gram of part A? Yeah, for a total of 72 gram. All right. Mix this white. I'm going to spritz some more alcohol down in those wings and try to get this to spread out some more. It's almost, but not quite. And same here. Put some more in this. The good thing is it's sucking it down in there, so even though I'm overflowing it, I think it'll be okay. All right, let that sit again. Mix this. See how thin that is? It's like water. I don't think it's going down in there. I think it's staying on the top. All right, guys, there we go. I'm going to get this in the vacuum chamber. We'll be back in just a moment to pour. All right, guys, so I got my resin out of my vacuum chamber. I'm going to hope this will go down into every little area in this thing. Like I said, it's a very thin resin. So I'm hoping, you know, I didn't test these molds either to see if the bottom is sealed. after I put that silicone in there, so I'm going to hope and pray it is. I should have tested them first. When I first tried to do it, I tried to do it with air dry clay. Didn't work. Didn't seal. So then I moved on to the silicone this way. I hope that this resin's usually really good about getting down into every single little crack. And that's what I'm hoping it's going to do. I don't want a lot of bubbles that I'm going to have to fix. Maybe if I pull it apart a little bit to make sure and try not to get the color off. I think it's pretty good. I don't see me leaking. So let's just finish filling this up. And hopefully this works. We'll see. Okay. Hopefully I don't overflow them. I know I'm dripping and making a mess. I want to see if it's going to go down those little holes on his arms. I am dripping everywhere. I guess that's what you get when you use really thin resin. Okay, it went. I see it going up the sides. Good deal. All right, I better stop there. I hope that don't overflow on me. I can't spritz them or anything or they're going to overflow big time. I think I need to take a little out of that one. I'm just worried that is too much. And it's all going to end up out of the mold. And I think I've already messed it up anyways. Let's just take it out here and see if maybe I can get it to... I hope I didn't take all of my color off. Okay, I think that's okay. Think it'll be okay? All right. This one doesn't look like... I think it's going to be okay. Maybe just a little bit. Just to be on the safe side. All right. Now, guys, I know this is a different resin than what that is. And I don't know if they'll cure if I mix them. But I've got all this white, and we're going to try it. It doesn't need much. This is a much darker white than that is. Oh, no. They may not cure. But we'll see. All right. We got that. Now, we've still got quite a bit of white. I knew I'd only need about an ounce, but I wanted to make sure I had enough. So I'd rather have too much than not enough. Let's get another mold. Let's see. This has a couple little Christmas tree things there. The others is the Grinch and the dog. Now, I know I don't want to make them white. I want to make them a little bit darker. So I'm going to The Christmas tree cake, though, it could be white. Because we got to paint it up afterwards anyways. It's only going to take a drop. We can turn these into earrings. Just slowly. Okay. Let's do one more little drop up here. I think it can hold one more. I just want to slightly dome them. There we go. Do the same here. Come on, little drop, drop off. Okay, we're good there. Now I poured the rest of that glitter that I had left into our balloon doggy because he is a blue and a white color. So we're just going to fill him up with some of the white. I'm going to put some on both sides. Let it kind of mix. This resin moves when it cures. The other resin I'm not so sure about. Okay, almost. Hopefully they'll mix together and look pretty. Now, what can we do with this? Don't really want to do that. I'll find us a mold. Give me just a moment. All right, guys, I think I've got enough to do probably these two snowflakes. We can do that one. I'm going to put some of this glitter in it, though. There we go. And it's just a white iridescent glitter. So I'm just going to mix that in. I know this is a white paste. I'm hoping that'll, yeah, that's going to give it a little shimmer. So let's see. I really like that one. And we'll do that one if we have enough. Let's see if we can get this to flow out and feel this snowflake. This is the good thing about the eye crystal resin. If you guys can see it, it really pushes out very well because it's so thin. It's the ideal resin for molds that are like this, that have all these little tiny intricate details that you need to get in between. It flows so easy. Okay, let's give it a moment. And we're going to have enough to do this one too, I think. So let's just start pouring some in here. You can tell this mold is stained up from alcohol inks. Probably from last year. If I can find this mold, I'll link it because I've had it for a while. But I'm assuming it's a common mold, so it should be easy to find. Okay, put some more in here. Watch it scatter. This one can hold a little more. It's almost full. Okay, that one's good. Finish this one. Oops. Watch it suck it down in there. Isn't that cool? It's so thin, it just hold it right on down in there. Okay, I think we're full. So, what we're going to do is I got my little baby axolotl mold in. So we're going to try this little sucker out and see how it does. This is from Amazon. Okay, let me squeeze it. I know he's got some little tiny places down in there. Put a little bit more. He's almost full as well. I mean, it just doesn't take very much for that little mold. And I've got still some left. I think I can put just a little bit more in there. It's kind of leveled out a little again. Okay, I think that's all that one's going to hold. We don't really have a lot to do much left. Let's see, which one of these? Is this the owl? Yeah, this is the owl. So let's fill up a little baby owl too. These little owls are the cutest. Okay. Might as well do a white elephant. Isn't white elephant a game or something? Is it called white elephant? I'm just going to fill him up slowly. Okay. There's that one. And I think we're out, guys. All right. We'll let all this cure up. Come back, demold. Well, not demold. We got to finish him, and then we'll demold. Then we'll fix all our pieces up. So I will see you guys in a bit. All right, guys. So everything has cured up, including the ones that I mixed the other white in. I don't recommend doing that, but I just had to see if it would work. Let's get us some tape and clean off the edges of these. I just had my tape right in front of my nose. Alrighty, because we're going to demold these so we can paint the next two up and pour those as we're pouring these. Well, now where'd I put my scissors? There we go. Alright, try to get some of this overage off there. Keeps me from having to clean up the pieces as much. And I did have enough white to fill in the turtle shell. So we'll be able to finish filling him as well. Now with these, you can take your tape and any of that overage, they're still a little sticky. You can pull right off. I'm going to let those cure up a little more before I do that. But I'll do that off camera. Now the white has cured because it was the other resin, the eye crystal resin. It cures up a little quicker. Get around that hat. This will also pull the color that you got on the mold off too if you want to clean it this way. And my silicone trick did hold the bottoms on. So let's see if they'll keep holding the bottom on to continue pouring for our next ones. And we're going to do the next ones. Baltic Day 30 piece chrome kit. We're doing purple and green. This one's going to have a little trim at the hat. He's still going to be a little soft. We'll paint all of these up at the main end once we get all of them done. Pull that foot out of there. Come on. Okay. I'll have to straighten the feet up, trim up around them, which I knew I kind of would because that didn't glue there, which is okay. Actually looks pretty good. I'll see if we can paint him up to make him look really, really good. There's a piece of overage. Okay. See if we can get these feet out of this one. Is it the same way? Yep, same way. But I did pull those apart. He looks really good too. I love those chrome powders for that. They're going to make the cutest ornaments. And I've got overage on this one as well. Get those pieces off. I'm too clumsy to leave them on there. Okay, the outer edges are still good. The bottom's still good. So, good deal. Got that. I'm going to put these on a bit of a time lapse because it took me like 20 minutes to paint the last ones. And I'll get these painted up. We'll be right back.
In Linda's room the resin gleams, chrome nutcrackers born from dreams. Colors swirl.
All right, guys, I've poured out 6 ounces. I haven't mixed it yet, but we're going to put our deep blue sea black diamond pigments in here. I've never used this before. I thought I'd went ahead and opened it, but I guess I didn't. Hoping that'll open that. There we go. Isn't that a pretty color? I don't think we'll need a whole lot. I think this will match her stuff. Let's try 2 scoops. I've never used this brand of pigment. I've seen it a lot, but I've never used it. Okay. Slowly get that into that resin so it doesn't fly around. Now, yeah, it's going to be plenty of color. Isn't that pretty? All right, I'm going to get this mixed up, get it in the vacuum chamber. Hopefully I don't overflow today. We'll get, I think I'm only going to do 1 ounce today because I think 1 ounce is going to fill up both of these. Yeah, you know me, I'm still going to do 2 ounces of the eye crystal. But we'll be back in just a moment. All right, guys, I hope you all can overlook the noise of that vacuum pot. But I've got my thin resin mixed up here, my eye crystal. And we're just going to go ahead and pour these little nutcrackers here. Just going to pour a little bit and let them kind of fill up. Hopefully we don't get bubbles. And letting that one fill on up in those little coat pieces, the little buttons. Okay, now just gonna hopefully, did I splatter some out? Oh no, that's cured. Must have fell off something. Just try to pull these apart a little bit maybe, and hopefully get down in all those little areas and not have any kind of bubbles. All right, let's finish filling these up. Yeah, I don't like that new resin I'm trying that I bought. It takes forever to cure. and it stinks. It gets a lot of bubbles. Like a lot of bubbles. Did I overfill him? This one needs just a little bit more fill. Maybe a little drop, maybe. Okay, I think those are good. I'm going to set this to the side because I've got something planned that we could probably use it for. Let me get my resin out of the vacuum chamber and we'll be right back. Okay, guys, got it out. Now, I'm definitely spritzing, I don't want that one for that, spritzing some alcohol down in here because there's a lot of little tiny snowflake areas up on the top of this, on the side. And there's a little Christmas tree. And if I pour this slowly and let that alcohol kind of come up, it'll help the resin to fill in those and not give me bubbles. Hopefully 6 ounces. I think it doesn't take quite 6 to finish filling this. I could have looked because I've made it before, but yeah, I just didn't. And we're just going to slowly let that go up. Hopefully get all those snowflakes and things filled in. Looks like it's doing good. I just don't want to rush it and don't want to do it too quick. Okay. We're getting there. I just seen it fill in that snowflake. This is such a really pretty little bag. I hope these colors look good together, and I hope all that glitter didn't sink. But I have a feeling that a lot of it did in that laser paste. Almost. My snowflakes are looking good. I don't see any bubbles in them. Okay. Let me get me a spatula here. So we're going to have some left over. I know the bottom of this holds about 2 ounces. And then let's dome this up. Ooh, I just overflowed it. Because of the alcohol. I'm going to have to clean my table. I've made a mess. All right. Just see me dump that alcohol right down the side. Okay. Let me... Should have about 2 left. That should take about 5. Let's see, 4. Yeah, I mixed up 6. I still got 2. So that took 4. I couldn't remember if it took 4 or 5. So I figured 6. Safe answer to mix. Now let's see if we can soak up some of that alcohol here. This way I can dome this piece up. I always use way too much alcohol. Okay, getting there. And it'll evaporate on its own if you leave it and let it have time. I just want to dome it and don't want to have to wait. All right, let's see. And you can see that little green snowflake. So what I did was, if you noticed on the time lapse, if you watched it, when I was painting up the green, nutcracker, I hit my pot and dumped some of it out. So I tried to clean up what I could with my brush, and then what was left on my brush, I painted up to use it on the snowflake. And then I had another brush that had some green on it, and I just finished filling it in. That way I didn't waste it. Okay. Now we'll let that settle for just a second before I finish filling it up. Let me turn that heat off. And my white's going to overflow as well. Do y'all see that? See if we can get a little bit of that white out of there. This is such a thin resin. Okay, we'll see how that does. All right, now with our blue, I definitely want to finish filling up my turtle, because I want him to be white and blue. I think that'll be really pretty, that white shell and the blue turtle. Okay. All right, now let's see if I can put a little more in this. There we go. All right, now with the white, I'm going to fill this snowflake in. This should fill up very easy because it's so thin. You can see how it just kind of spreads. And just get this to dome up just a little bit. There we go. All right, now I did go ahead and paint up another mold. This was my bulb mold from the Bright Side of Resin. So I thought we would use it to put some of our extra in. So let's see. You know what? I think I want to put the blue behind this, especially that blue one. So let's let that spread out, and then we'll finish filling it up. See if we can get this red one to do the same. I think blue behind these chrome powders will look really pretty. And I used the Let's Resin chrome powders on these, and I'll show them to you here in just a minute, the colors that I used. Here we go. Now let's get the green one. I think we've got enough for the green as well. I hope I don't get any bubbles. This resin's not the greatest. I've still got a little bit left. All right, the powders I used from the old kit, I used the royal blue, gold, and red. And then from the new kit, I used aqua. And that was my colors. All right. Those spread out very well. I think I can steel dome this one just slightly. Here we go. Now I've got red here. I know these are two different resins, and I'm going to pour them together. They cured up in the white, so I don't suggest doing this. I'm sure there's a possibility of reactions by the different chemical makeup when you do resin. Each resin has its own chemical makeup. You're not guaranteed it's going to cure if you do this. You're not guaranteed you're not going to have a flash cure. Anything could happen. But I've already done this, so I know it's going to be okay. Okay, let me scrape out this cup. All right, here we go. Now, I've got about an ounce, so let's find something that's going to hold an ounce. I'll be right back. How about our double butterfly? I've only made him once. I'm spritzing some alcohol down in there because there's some areas. I'm going to put that there. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to give this a little swirl. And now I'm going to pour it. This way it'll mix together. I think that white might be thinning out that blue. I think we're still going to need another mold. Almost, almost. Okay, that is good. It didn't take half of that. All right. Guess we got another turtle. I feel like that's all I do is turtle, turtle, turtle. I need some new extras molds, some smaller ones. Almost. Okay. And I've still got more. What can I grab? I got a skull. It probably won't fill it all the way up, but it'll fill it quite a bit. All right. Now let's see if I can scrape all this color out of here. And we'll just let him move on. And I'll fill him up with whatever when I've got something extra. Okay. There we go. And we got all that out of there. I'm going to clean that stuff up. And we will come back for a demold, guys, when all this is cured. I'm overflowing. Okay. We'll just pluck some of this out and get it right down in this little skull. Okay, how much more do I need to take out? Well, I've kind of caused that one to come over. I still need to get a little more out of this one. He's still kind of overflowing a little bit there. I just domed them a little too much is all. Okay, I think I got that one. Get a little bit out of that. We've almost filled him up. Okay, I think they're okay now. All right, now I'll clean up. So I'll see you guys back for demold. Hey guys, so everything has cured up, so we got a lot to demold. And then I've got a lot to work on. Let's start with the little baby turtle first. He cute? Those turtles are always so cute. Now our into resin mold. And I do have a 20% discount code for anything into resin. That does include their sale prices. He came out really cute, didn't he? A little dot on his tail and his little front leg. Okay, get our skull here. I got that resin I plucked off right on my finger. All right. He turned out not so bad. Which one is this? This is our little baby owl that we'll have to finish. I mean, he's just a little baby. He always comes out so good, though. Look at the little tail. Can you all see his little details? He's very detailed. And this one is the elephant. Oh, he came out cute, too. Got a little tail. All right, and then our axolotl. I hadn't tried this one yet. Oh, forgot to clean this mold up. Just take you some tape before you unmold and get any of that resin that's on the mold off, and your mold will be clean for your next use. It's a lot easier to do it when you got your piece still in there. Come on. He's got some little... Ooh. Okay. He's got a kind of funky made, isn't he? Kind of, I'm not sure how that mold's made. I got to clip that off is what I got to do. He's not as detailed as the others. Still cute. He doesn't have a face or anything to paint, but we can do his little gills and fix this little area up, maybe down his spine or something. And our little balloon doggy. These balloon doggies, ooh, he's sharp. He's got to be trimmed. Get the tail first, and then if you can get the nose out, the ears will pop right out after. It took me forever to learn how to get that demolded without having an issue. Definitely have to trim him up. Very, very sharp. I'll just take a nail file around him. He came out kind of cute. A little different. Okay. Move those out of my way over here. This is our double butterfly. This is a really pretty mold. I got this from Temu. Gotta pluck that piece off. It's the mold. But we'll paint his little body and give him some little rhinestones around his wings. He'll be really cute. Follow the bottom down. Definitely clip these extra pieces that's on it around off and follow that around. Okay. Now, here's that one. Didn't really paint up very well, did it? Now these two are going to be, got some overage. Okay, the green's okay. I might top coat those. I think top coating is going to make them look a little prettier. Definitely going to have to clean them up. This mold is from the Bright Side of Resin off of Facebook, as well as this. This is from the Bright Side of Resin. These I think is going to be really pretty. Oh, isn't that cute? And they're both different. Those are really pretty ornaments. Okay, these I will turn in. I'll paint them up and turn them into some earrings. I don't know if I want to do a dangle and put like a little bead between them, or do posts. I'll probably do a dangle, and that's from Bright Side of Resin as well. That mold is. All right, ornaments was extra. You'll eventually get through all the extras, guys, I promise. He pulled off some of the pink that was on the mold. Got a little trimming to do on him as well. Wonder if I can get some different color down in those, or put a rhinestone over top of each one maybe. We might do something with that. Oops. I think I just broke it. I did. Being too rough. It's not broke completely. And he'll need some trimming, and I might put a little UV resin on there and top that a little bit to get that to fix back. It didn't break all the way through. It's very pretty. Now, I hate this resin. You can see how flimsy this is still. Okay, there's a hair. All right, I missed some spots on the mold. So, we'll see what we can do with that as well. All right, now our pieces, let's go ahead and get, this one overflowed on me. So I'm going to have some trimming to do on him as well. This is our number 3 and 4 out of 6. Okay. I always have to trim the feet. Must have had some red in there still, but he's picked up. Not a problem, because we got to paint those anyways. And there's number 3. And I've got to do 2 more of these, which I'll probably do off camera. And there's number 4, which is purple. Okay. And I'll figure out what other 2 colors I want to do. All right, move that to the side. Get to our little snow couple. This one needs to be pink and purple. And this just rolls out. Good, no bubble in the nose or anywhere I don't see. These are the cutest little molds. Okay, I got some glitter, but I'm going to be painting the hat anyways. Very pretty. Trim the bottom. Sorry guys, my hands, I got carpal tunnel and my thumb is numb. I can't feel it. Okay. Get her little fella out since we've done got her. Because she's going to be pink and purple. And he is going to be blue and yellow. They demold so well. No bubbles in him. Awesome. Look at that little nose. I've got something flying around loose because that's not in the piece. That is actually on it. Yeah, see? That will pluck right off. How odd. We'll get those painted up for her. And then, I didn't tape this one either and clean it up. Shush, I don't know what's wrong with me today. It's too early. That's what it is. But I'm getting my grandbabies today. They're coming to see their granny. Haven't seen them little suckers in forever, it feels like. And they should stay with me today and tomorrow. Might see if they want to do a video. Here's the cutest piece that we've done in the past. I think we did it last year, me and the boys. I don't let them up here when I'm pouring resin. But I do make them wear a mask. and they made their own silicone handprints. We used clay, and they put their handprints in it. And once the clay was done, then just use air dry clay. We poured silicone in it. I did let them mix their own silicone. Silicone is not harmful. So I let them mix their own silicone and pour it into their handprints. And then they put on some masks, and I let them use some mica powder to paint their handprint silicone inlays up. Then we put them in a resin piece. Or I put it in a resin piece. They don't get to participate in that part. And they understand. But they're too little. But they enjoyed it. They had a blast. So I want to make one for myself because I've done made one for their mom and dad. And I want one. Okay. Now, get this little Santa sack. Oh yeah, those colors are perfect. Once I shine that up. Sorry guys, my allergies are killing me this morning. My Punky got right in my face this morning wanting lovied when I got her up. And I'm allergic to cats, but I love my cats and I can't get rid of them. Oh, that's pretty. All those snowflakes, no bubbles. That turned out awesome. We'll get that painted up. So I'm going to do a time lapse. Clean all these up. Get everything painted up. Let's see, those are going to be left alone. Those will get some eyes. I have to trim him up. I got to finish those. I got to trim that up. I got to finish the earrings. Figure out what I'm going to do with those. Trim and paint those and paint all these. So it's going to take me some time, guys. I'm going to do a time lapse and try to work on all this and get all this done. So I'll see you back after the time lapse.
In Linda's room, the resin gleams. Chrome nutcrackers born from dreams. Colors swirl like a candy stream. She paints the night in silver cheer. The holidays are almost here. Nutcracker glow, nutcracker shine. Polished soldiers marching in line. Under the tree they'll find their place, bringing joy to every face. The brushes dance, her hands don't rest. Each one's a jewel in its festive vest. Little chrome hats, they're dressed their best. A tiny world in her careful hands. Magic spreads as the season lands. Nutcracker glow, nutcracker shine. Polished soldiers marching in line.
Alright guys, so it's taken me a while to get everything done. I didn't do anything to the angels. I just put a ornament hook on those. So that is that. Now this snowflake, I got him glued back together. I used some B7000 glue and glued that part I broke. And then I didn't do anything else but put an ornament hook on there after I trimmed everything up. This one I drilled a hole because he didn't have one. And then I put some just clear little rhinestones around him and left him as is. The little butterfly, I painted up the little body. And then I took and put some rhinestones on the tips of each wing. The little turtles, all I did was paint their little faces, their little eyes and mouth. Nothing more. I did nothing to the balloon dog other than fall down the bottom, and the skull I just fall down the bottom. I did nothing else to it. Our little critters, I painted the axolotls gills and down his back with a little bit of purple. And then I spray sealed everything after I did. Gave the little owl, colored his little beak and his little eyes. Can you guys see him? Isn't he cute? And this is the little axolotl. Look how cute that thing is. Little minis. Barely bigger than my thumbnail. And then for my elephant, just painted his little eyes up. Didn't do anything else to him. All right, this ornament, gave it a string and put some different colored charms on it and one big one in the center. And that was all I did to him, just because of where those white pieces were. That way you couldn't see it. Now these ornaments, I top coated them and then just put a ornament string on each of those. I used high viscosity UV resin to top coat these to give them a little bit better of a shine. I think it's prettier. All right, now Christmas trees. These are so cute. I took and I put a little diamond charm on there, a little rhinestone charm, and then I painted it up to look just like the Christmas tree cakes and turned them in, drilled some holes, turned them into some earrings, and I spray sealed these before I turned them into earrings. Thought those turned out really cute. Now, my nutcrackers. I painted them all up, spray sealed them. I took and put an eye hook in the top, put some UV resin to double secure that. My hooks wouldn't go through there, so I just put a jump ring on there and then put my strings on. So that's 4 of those. I still got to make 2 more for that order. This turned out so pretty. I painted this up. This is the colors they wanted. Spray sealed it, trimmed the bottom, and that's all I did to that. I think that turned out really, really well. And the snowman, I decorated them the exact same way. I forgot to give her a purse. I got to glue her purse on there. Blue and yellow, pink and purple. Exactly what she wanted. Decorated it the same way I did the last one. I just got to get her a little purse on there and glue that on. You'll see it in the photos. So I'll take some photos, post them at the end of the video. If you liked this video, don't forget to give me a like. It does help me out. And then I will post the photos and see you guys back for the next video. So bye for now.